It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett down, an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello, viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit, reaching you from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here with me in the studio. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Alpha. It's always nice to be on the sport of it, but unfortunately, today's on, it looks somehow, particularly what happened to the Super Falcons last night. It was hard to take.
Yes, I mean, Salifu just said it just the way, I mean, captured the mood of a lot of Nigerians. It was actually hard to take because considering the kind of fight that the Super Falcons put up, but at the end of the day, it was not good enough. But kudos to them. I mean, they've qualified already for the World Cup, so I think that's a big consolation. They just wanted, like they say, to be an liver twist, to go further and see if they can make it a 10th record title. And that's how we'll begin today's episode of Sports Orbit, where, of course, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has saluted the spirited display of Nigeria Super Falcons after their gallant defeat to Morocco in the second finals of the African Women's Cup of Nations. Eulogizing the girls, Dare said, "Your resilience, character, and management of the game must be commended. I salute your doggedness, commitment, and fighting spirit for holding the Moroccans in front of over 45,000 capacity crowd. You have once again displayed the never say die attitude of a true Nigerian. Even when down to 9 players after those red cards, you held your own. You are champions. Nigeria is proud of you." I mean, the minister just captured what every Nigerian should have been saying or has been saying to the Super Falcons. I mean, watching that match, and while we discuss that, you see, once again, when it comes to competitions of this nature, I think in terms of officiating, there's a lot Africans need to do. Because I think over and over again in competitions, we've seen situations where officials tend to favor teams who are hosting, especially when they are getting to the latter stages. And this thing has gone on again because the Nigerian team going down to 9 men in the early stages of game, whether we like it or not, that completely disrupted the strategy and every plan Randy Waldron had for that game.
Alpha, thank you. Not just the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, even the father of the country, President Muhammad Buhari, just while he also, in a message through his media aid recommendation, has also saluted the gallant displays of the girls. The president, the number one citizen of the country, is so proud about the girls despite defeat. In his own way, they say they are true demonstrate, they are true heroes of Nigeria, and he's proud of what the girls have done. So it shows that the girls should not bow their heads down. They should raise their heads high up because everybody in Nigeria, including the number one citizens of the country, is proud of their achievement. Yes, they couldn't get to the final, to winning the AFCON for the 3rd time, but with their displays in the last night against the Moroccans, yes, even the Moroccans, they may not come out to shave kudos to the girls, but the Moroccans know that yes, Super Falcons are true winners of that match yesterday.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the match proper. The Mauritania referee should be ashamed of herself for that kind of officiating.
Exactly.
Yes, in some extent you do have some kudos some of the call he made, but that two red card within a quick close of within a space of
Exactly.
6 minutes
Yeah.
is totally
Completely.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
And just like you say, one thing, just like and just exactly like it happened at the men AFCON
Yeah.
in Morocco early
Mhm.
this year.
In
It's-
Cameroon, in
in
Cameroon,
Cameroon,
rather.
it seems that the African referee,
Mm.
the moment you have made a call to go for BR check, that you must come out, that you must give a decision.
Exactly.
That once you just make a mistake and
Mm.
once your attention is called for a BR, that what you must come out to take a very harsh decision because you went to BR check. Imagine giving two red card. Yes, if the red card is warranted, there's no excuse you can give it to red card. But at least the same how we our producer can tell that the picture, the same offense that you were punishing the Nigerian players for were all committed foul on the Nigerian player, but you ignore it.
Exactly.
Just then the girls, kudos to them, they did well, and it is quite unfortunate that they were not going to play in the final. Just like you say earlier, the ultimate target for going for this African Championship was to qualify for the World Cup, which is the ultimate, and to that they have achieved. In WAFCON, there's nothing left to be won in WAFCON that they have not won.
Exactly.
In the competition
Completely.
for 12 times, that they have
Yeah.
won out
Nine-
of
nine.
nine out of it. This record will take a decade for
More than a
it
decade.
will take more than
More than a
almost
decade.
4 decades.
Yeah.
It will take 4 decades for any African country to equal this record.
And by then they must have even extended with more wins.
Let's even assume that Super Falcons just close shop and say they're not going to play again. It will take any African country.
To even win it 5 times.
It will take any African country 40 years to come to equal this record. So to Super Falcons to hold their heads high, and they have done Nigeria proud, and the whole country is proud of them. Although talking about the tactical of the game, yesterday if you watch it very well, even the coach Randgrom, his technical ability was called to me, in my own opinion, was called to question. For instance, the lady Ifoma Onomunu was not effective in that match. You have somebody Monday give on the bench. What do it take us so long? And you know when the Monday give come in the starter, and you see that shot that hit the crossbar. So if Ajibade was have unfairly treated, unfairly punished for a red and given a red card, ideally what I would have expected her is to bring a very mobile and very energetic, active players into the attacking line, not to pick a former normal who is not very strong on for so long on the pitch. I'm not blaming her for her defeat. It was the same her that lost the penalty that cost the Super Eagles defeat. If he had been money deep early in the match, I strongly believe that something could happen. Well, and if you look at it yesterday, like it's an all old way against the Super Falcons. Like even just like we're discussing in the match, that what the South Africans and everybody want to just stop Super Falcons from getting to the final. Because once the Super Falcons gets to the final, they'll definitely, whoever they're going to make the final, they'll definitely win the match. Even the South Africa that they lost the opening match, if the Super Falcons have had the privilege to play South Africa on Saturday in the final, South Africa know that Super Falcons will beat them again, and they have succeeded them in stopping them from getting to the final. Then good for them. I wish South Africa, whoever win this competition out of this between South Africa and Morocco, this is going to be their first time of winning the title. Why Super Falcons have achieved that years back, have 9 titles to their credit. So there's no anybody as far as African women football is concerned, no any countries in the African continent that can be compared to what the Super Falcons has achieved. And it took any nation 50 years to come to equal their record.
All right, the Sport Falcons will play. The third place match on Friday against Zambia in that one. Well, congratulations to the Sport Falcons. I mean, as long as we are concerned, we remain champions and heroes in
And,
this.
and if
one.
I mean, and the most important thing, good that I hope that the Nigerian Football Federations will listen and will listen carefully. Super Falcons need to be rigid.
Yeah.
Because the ultimate is not winning the African Championship was not even the target, it was not the ultimate. So we have played World Cup consistently. We are going for the 9th edition, but we are here to get to the semi-final of the competition.
And I think
So
this time around we need
the
to
highest we
do
have even get was the quarterfinal. So the Nigerian Football Federation need to put every machinery in place to prepare this team adequately.
Exactly. To ensure
The
that
kind
at
of
least,
fighting spirit they have here, to provide this thing adequate to ensure that Super Falcons get to the World Cup and truly display the African character, what they have been done, show their dominance in what they have done in African football to excel at the World Cup. That is the ultimate target.
Yeah.
Go to see the Super Falcons in Austria and New Zealand in Australia excel at the world level, not just African champion. And I believe Nigeria Football Federation will take every machinery in motion to ensure that these girls are adequately prepared and adequately motivated, give them all the necessary things they need to do. Arrange good that there's a friendly match between them that is coming up between them and the US team in September. That's a good one, a good competition for Nigeria Football Federation. A friendly match has been put in place for them again. Again, there's the US team, which is the world champion. They're going to play a two-legged affair. We need source of match more fit before next year World Cup so that the Super Falcons can be properly put in a better shape ahead of the World Cup.
All right, away from that now to some cycling where at just concluded African Track and Cycling Championship, which ended over the weekend. Nigeria actually came fourth in that one. A total of 16 medals, which consisted of 4 gold, 8 silver, and four bronze medals were won by Nigeria in that tournament. For South Africa, they finished first on the medals table with a total number of 42 medals made up of 20 gold, 13 silver, and 9 bronze, while for Egypt, came in second place with 26 medals consisting 8 gold, 8 silver, 10 bronze, while third place went to Algeria with 5 gold, 5 silver, and 7 bronze medals. So some people, Nigeria successfully hosted this championship, if you ask me, and I think kudos to the cycling federation for being able to, superintend over this championship right here in Abuja.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations to the cycling federations and congratulations to the Nigeria Ministry of Youth and Sport and the Nigeria in general for hosting the African championship for the second time in the row. That's a good one. But talking about the performance of the Nigeria teams at that particular championship, to me, it's not quite encouraging. Hosting at their own home and are finishing fourth. I think the Nigerian government and the corporate bodies. Yes, the cycling federations under the leadership of Master, the Italian Master, have done credibly well. They have done their best, but I think the corporate bodies and the individuals need to come in because you can see the gap between us and the South Africans and the Egyptians. Out of South Africa won 42 medals. Out of which 20 are gold, while we just 4 gold medals. It means that the number of gold medals won by South Africa are even more than the total number of medals won by the Nigeria team. And we are playing we are hosting at home.
Well,
So
for me, I think
we need more investment in the game of in the cycling.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, we'll need more investment. I think I want to make some small excuse for cycling. For me, when it comes to cycling, the likes of Egypt and South Africa are more advanced in this sport, actually, whether I would like it or not.
They are advanced
By
because
far.
they are advanced because of the facilities and what they are taking
facilities.
place.
No,
So,
like we're saying, you see, so there are some sports that Nigeria is just beginning to catch up. Generally, some teams, some countries have gone ahead of us. So that's why I said I'll make a small excuse for them to come behind the likes of South Africa, Egypt. Well, for me, not too much of a bad performance, but it can be better. Like you said, if more investment and more people are encouraged to go into sports like this. Like we always say, too much emphasis is always being placed too much on football, and
That
other
brings-
sports are left to suffer. And like we always say, these are the kind of sports that when you go to Olympics or Commonwealth is coming, these are the kind of teams that give you an opportunity to win plenty of medals. But you just concentrate on football that has 20 exactly, and you carry like 22 men there, and those 22 men will just win one medal. But here, every individual is entitled to a medal, and at the end of the day, it's cumulative.
one person can even won as
Like
much as 5 medals.
Exactly. So things like this, swimming and the rest of them, we should put more effort in
And just like you
this
say,
kind of
at
things.
the Olympic or at the World Championship, every gold medal is as equal as every medal.
Exactly.
Nobody considers football gold medal is not. It doesn't have any superior
At all.
over a
all.
wrestling medal or even over a swimming medal or any whatever. Even the check, that people just sit down, just flip front, flip here, and whoever win a gold medal is as equal as the whole 22 men and the official that will put together to labor over 5 matches or 5 matches before winning a gold medal. So just like I agree with you, we need to invest more on an individual sport. It is an individual sport that accumulate more medals for a team and for a country. So, but Nigeria is always backward when it comes to individual sport, and we need to do more. Particularly, we have no business in lacking behind in terms of swimming.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
can't have a riverine areas across Nigeria, and
Exactly.
yet we are not good in swimming. With all the people in Bayelsa Delta, and even the Benue where you come from,
Yeah, exactly.
the riverine, those within the river should be good in swimming.
Very
But
well.
we have no need to lack behind. In swimming alone, a single person can give you as more as 7 gold medals.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's that for the cycling tournament. Well, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Stay tuned.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word. Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. Still on to Sport Orbit now to some athletics, where the Nigerian 4x4 meters mixed relay team will share a total sum of $8,000 in in prize money for its sixth place finish. The money is part of the 8,498,000 prize money, which is on offer at the 18th World Athletic Championship currently holding in Eugene, Oregon, USA. The Nigerian quartet ran 3.16, 21 seconds to come in sixth in the final, decided in the early hours of the weekend to become the first 1,600 mixed relay team to get to the final of the global championship. So I think not too bad for them, even coming in that position. At least they'll still have some small change to.
It's not all lost.
Yes, exactly. They'll still have something to be rewarded for their efforts, at least.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
There's all hope is not lost. At least there's something to show for their performance. And finishing sixth is more. There's something I try. It's good. I commended the AF and the World Athletics Body that the prize has to go around to be spread around, not just for the those who are finished on the podium. And that's why finishing sixth, you still have something to take home for your effort, and that's a good one.
And I hope the money will be channeled directly to the athletes. Hope it won't, because I know usually, of course, it will go through the association, but hope it won't be a situation where it goes to the association and before it gets to the athletes, everybody, as it's trickling down, the people are cutting their share before it gets to the athletes.
But sometimes there's something we need to understand.
Yeah.
Athletes were being sponsored to the championship by the country.
Agreed.
And so money was spent on them to get to there.
So,
definitely we don't expect that they didn't go there on their own.
No, agreed. But the money.
So the money is for the country.
No, it's for the athletes basically.
It's not for the athletes.
No, it is in the real sense of it.
No, wait.
Because
this is the prize. This is the prize.
It's the prize money.
It's a prize
for
money
winning.
for winning.
Yes.
So you are being sponsored to go there. So
No, I agree.
those that
completely.
sponsor you, I'm not saying that they take the money to the government, but at least we should always
No, I don't
also have
disagree.
excuse that expenses were made to take the
No,
company.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So,
But I'm saying in
so
the
that
situation.
expenses that were made
No,
to
agreed,
take the athlete
agreed.
has to be recovered.
No, but I'm saying in a situation. So, in your opinion, because someone was sponsored, it means so for the sweat, the effort the athletes didn't put in, nothing should come to them.
I'm not saying nothing should come to
So
them.
that's the point I was
Sometimes
making.
no,
Exactly.
Sometimes even a government as a country, a country also reward athletes for a good present, a good performance.
I don't have a problem with that.
I know a lot of people may not like what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
but sometimes we should also take in consideration that expenses were made to sponsor the athletes.
I agree.
None of the athletes that were currently in Rego pay for their flight ticket. None of the athletes that were playing at the US at the moment pay for the food they are eating. None of the athletes pay for anything. They are just there to compete for the country, and somebody is taking care of their government. Is taking on responsibility.
So in other words, there's nothing should get to them.
Definitely something will get to them. Definitely something about we should not say that okay, the whole $8,000 that they have won should be just given to the athlete. The expense has to be recovered.
Agreed. But but if we go by in more serious countries, that money is actually meant for the athletes, because at the end of the day, all these expenses you've paid, you can do all of those things, and if the athlete decide that I'm not going to partake in this race, then nothing will. It doesn't partake.
If you're not going to partake, sometimes I will disagree with certain notions that people should athletes is not doing. Yes, if the athlete won, the country celebrate that. Yes, our flag is being raised and we honor it. But first and foremost, that victory that victory is first and foremost is for you as an athlete first.
Exactly.
It's for your family first. So
So
that's why the
so-
name you are carrying your family
So
name.
now you
So
are agreeing
first
to my
and
point.
foremost,
So
you are representing your family.
agreed. So
before the
that's why
country.
if some sort of prize money is attached to this kind of thing,
Mm.
first and foremost, the athlete should be put in priority first.
Definitely, a country will put the athlete in priority.
Okay. So my only point,
not to say that
agreed,
the money
I
should be
agree.
just
No,
retired
that's
to
what I'm
athletes.
saying. My point is, but
And no athlete should have that.
no, that's not what I'm saying. But
For
even
instance,
they know.
I'm saying this thing because, for instance, the short situation has arrived before in the Scrabble Federation. In the Scrabble Federations, when the Scrabble player, when they travel for a tournament in the World Championship, there was a Nigeria given to them by the then President Jonathan, and the federation that sponsored them said that in a Scrabble, they have the rule that if any prize money he won, 10% of the money returned to the federation for running. But those athletes will begin to groveling over it. Why should they return the money to
No,
that?
if already you have that agreement, there's no issue with that. And like I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying all the money should go to the athletes, but we know how things happen. My only concern is that whatever it is, it should get, because there are so many situations in Nigeria where
We have
even
no-
in football, a team goes out to win a tournament, money goes to the club, and the next thing you're hearing, before you know it, players are coming out to say, yes, we played this tournament, our salaries have not been paid,
So I
even match bonuses were not given to us at all.
Your fear is that the officials should
Yes.
stay away from this money.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah, the money is not enough for official, but sometimes the official sitting on this money, we know what's
exactly.
happening.
So my point is,
That's what they're
whatever is accrued supposed to get to the athlete should get to the athlete.
I
Exactly.
believe the current minister of the honorable minister is as well. If there's anything anybody can accuse him for, he's always interested in the welfare of athletes. For him, he has taken that as a priority. I'm not speaking for the minister, but that is he has stood ground for it, and he has always fighting for the athlete. If the first minister, remember who happened for the Olympic, is the first minister that ensured that even from get money from the private sector for individual athletes. So athletes were paid $10,000 before he even went for a competition, for a training field, for anything, which has never been done before. He has taken that in priority of athletes as a key, and I believe that if there's anything that if one thing he did and the one thing he did is to shortchange an athlete.
All right. So that's that for that. Now to some transfer news. After all, we're in the transfer period where Nantes FC Nantes of France has reportedly opened transfer talks with Peter Olenka, who currently plays for Slavia Prague. The fee is in the region of 10 million euros. Olenka scored 11 goals in 40 games in all competitions last season for the Czech side. But his price tag for now is being considered a bit high for the French side, but they are hoping to beat it down with further talks planned later this week. And recall that this is the same team that also his compatriot Moses Simon plays for. Well, for me, I think if this move happens, it'll be good for Olayinka.
Good for his career.
Moving from Czech Republic to France, that should be a major leap in his career.
A major leap indeed, and it's like more homecoming.
Yeah, exactly.
Even more acclaimed to a French football.
Exactly,
Czech where he played,
Yeah.
and Nigerians will even Nigeria, though Nigeria most Nigerians don't want a French league
But at least we hear about it compared to the Czech league.
But at least we have it.
Exactly.
We know everything that happens week in week out
Exactly.
in the French league.
Yeah.
I don't know in the African country, for us, French speaking country, have to watch the
Very well,
French league,
very
and
well,
they get to see
very well.
Olayinka more. And it's also good. And as I said, by having another Nigerian
Yeah.
playing the same club, a teammate or a super hero teammate, that is a good one, a positive one for his career. And we pray that this contract, this talk goes through.
I mean, I think if you ask me, this transfer season has been quite favorably to a
So
lot of Super Eagles players. I mean, Joe Aribo, Calvin Bassey, so some movement here and there, yeah. So I think it's that kind of thing, and they're actually moving from their previous club to we can say better clubs.
Yeah,
or more,
but in the case of Joe Aribo, where I don't know what information to just as starting, but I prefer him what be his not to join his attacking club. But well, it's an opportunity. It's also a positive one.
Whichever way you like it. I mean, Southampton is still a bigger club than Rangers of Scotland.
Depending on how you see it.
Not completely. I mean,
Rangers were playing in Europe.
No doubt about that. I agree. That is why. Don't forget that is why Steven Gerrard, who won the title with Rangers, will leave Rangers and decide to go and take a job with a middle table team in England. So I mean, the Premier League is the Premier League, no matter how you look at it. So kudos.
But it's quite unfortunate that he didn't even join the. I would have expected him to even team up with Steven Gerrard, who was his former coach. But unfortunately,
well, but I think maybe they didn't meet up with
his demand. The contract.
We're still on some transfer news where, of course, there's some reports that linking Osimhen to Bayern, but Bayern's Napoli sporting director has actually stated that Bayern Munich are yet to submit a bid for Victor Osimhen. Instead, they are actually signed due to as a replacement for Lewandowski. But he has, however, debunked the report and stated that Napoli have not received a bid yet. They said we have not received any bid from Bayern for Victor, and the Nigerian international was also linked with United, Arsenal, and Newcastle. But for now, there is no proper bid for Osimhen from Bayern for now, as it stands.
Yeah, congratulations to Napoli.
Yes,
because it's a victory for them.
Yeah, because it's looking more likely like
Osimhen is going to spend another season.
Because
Napoli, and for me that is good for him. He still needs to establish himself well at Napoli and still stay there.
But I think one of the major reasons why it's been scaring the club, the price tag. Because if the fee was in the region of 40, 50, I'm sure Osimhen would have been on the move. But his price tag is quite hefty. So
and the Napoli proved that price tag deliberately.
No, deliberately, yeah. Of course, no clubs don't do exactly. Definitely. To scare people, yes, exactly. If you must want him, just bring up the fee. Exactly. And a lot of clubs that wanted him, but that price tag for now.
That price tag to make up away.
And I mean, since
which they have succeeded.
Because since after COVID, a lot of clubs have been, reluctant to splash too much money on players. Everybody's just trying to see how they can manage and do it. The little budget they have. Now, finally, to some transfer news where, of course, Zinchenko, who, Arsenal are almost set to complete the deal, but new reports that came out today said that he might be reluctant to leave and prefer to stay at Man City. According to him, he feels that staying at the Etihad will still give him the prospect of winning more trophies. And currently, he's still with Man City on their US tour and has been taking part in training so far.
There are sometimes clubs. That is a big insult to Arsenal club, telling that he stay in Man City, give him a prospect of winning titles and going to Arsenal. But let him remain at Man City now and just answer, say he win the title, where you know inside you very well that you are not part of that victory. For instance, like for a good example, is like the Champions League, the last season Champions League. Yes, Eddie Hazard was presenting the medal, but inside him, know well that he doesn't contribute anything to that medal. So just let him.
But he played some couple of games.
Just one match. Let him.
But I mean, as long as you are registered, you're part of the squad.
Let him remain in Man City and sit on the bench of Man City and claim that he give me a prospect of winning medal.
All right. That's why we draw the curtain once again on today's episode of Sports Orbit. Tomorrow we'll bring you another fresh and exciting package. Salifu, once again, thank you for being in the studio on today's episode of Sports Orbit.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Well, tomorrow again we'll bring you another fresher and more bigger and better package of Sports Orbit. Until tomorrow, I remain your host, Afacho. Stay safe out there, and it's goodbye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.